should be dancing with fire. Instead of chasing the sun. We should be dancing with fire. Instead we're chasing the sun. Clock's always out of order. Life feels it's living for you, rolling by. Sleep deprived. Hope just around the corner.
Hi, beloveds. We're going to get started here in just a moment. I invite you to just bring yourself into the space, land here. We are allowing all of the people that want to participate live to join us before we get started and we officially open the ceremonial space. Miss Alondra, my angel wing woman, if you will keep letting people in, we've got a waiting room full that's of people that are wanting to join us. Thank you, darling. Where are you guys calling in from? Oh, thank you, Richie. I received your message. Thank you, thank you.
I clicked on it to send you the link. I got it. I didn't realise it had opened it up, so I went to the bathroom.
I like it. We're gonna have to keep everyone muted in here.
And she's playing music and dancing like a trolley.
Alondra, my love.
And
Thank you guys for your loving patience as we work through the technology of day one.
We should be dancing with fire.
Bring your energy into the space. Say hello. Let us know where you're calling in from. What year is this for you guys? This is the third annual I Am activation. Have you been here before? Is this year two? I would be amazed if it was year three for anybody. Drop a one if it's your first time. If this is your first I Am activation, drop a one in the chat. If you've been here before, let me know. Drop a two in there. I would love to see how many. There are so many first timers. I see some twos in there as well. Oh, how exciting, you guys. I am so excited. If you've been here before, there's been a lot of changes from last year. So it's going to be a completely, totally new experience for you. One of those changes that we've implemented is we've got an incredible being, Michelle Infinity, who's going to help us open this space in a ceremonial way because you guys, where two or more are gathered, profound love and transformation and energy can be cultivated and generated and shared. And we make ripples, we make waves in the collective. We have 1,500 people registered from around the world. We'll have currently over 115 joining us live on the call, many that are going to be watching the replay. This is a quantum portal where you can tap in across time and space to where we are right now, what it is that we're creating and generating. So as you guys are all landing into the space, you're sharing in here as well. Terracils, it feels so good. We've got Virginia, hometown, Pleasant Hill, California, Pasadena, California, Australia, Mount Shasta, the UK, beautiful Zurich. Oh, Gabriella Zurich. Yes. Awesome. Malaysia. Wow. You guys, truly a global audience of light leaders, of star seeds, If you can see, I can literally see it right now. Like, here's the world, and here's each one of us just lighting up, boop, 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 all over the world, these little beautiful lights. Hi, Bonnie. So good to see you, my darling. All right, it feels like a good time. I've been stalling just a little bit so that people can really get here and land with us, but it feels like it's time. It's time to get started. Are we recording? We're recording. Okay, good. Just checking all of my boxes here. All right, darlings. So, welcome. My name is Lacey. If you don't yet know me, we're going to get to know each other over the course of these 9 days. This event, this experience has beautiful intentions. It's an activation, right? When I say activation, what does that mean? It means it's active. We're here to do the work, you guys. We're not here to just put this on play in the background while we're doing the dishes. Like, we're here to do the work. We are here to actively and intentionally, yes, embody our higher divine I am, who we be as an unlimited, infinite divine being. But to do that, we need to go down. We need to go within. We need to excavate all the places and spaces that say, no, you cannot have that. You cannot be that. You are not worthy. You are not enough. The human experience. And then we alchemize it. We embrace it. We hold it. We love it. And we turn it into our power. We turn our mess into our mission. We turn our pain into our purpose. And that is what we're here to do. We're going beyond the surface level of affirmations, right? You can all day long say that you are, or call in a beautiful, powerful intention. But if there's a part of you that doesn't believe that you can have that, or that that is safe for you to hold, carry, or experience, it will never happen. It will never happen. So I like to say that when we have great dreams, great ambitions, they are God's dreams to be lived and experienced through us as us. And so we knew, because we are the architects, we are the designers, we designed it so that we would also have all of these things, all of this gunk, this stuff that would tell us that we can't, that we're not enough. And the true sheroes and heroes journey that each of you chose to embark upon is that it is this journey of reclamation. It's this journey of shedding all that we are not so that we can come home to the truth of who we be at our core, which is, yes, one with God, one with the divine, infinite, limitless. And we are here to have a human experience. We are here to express as individuated sparks of God's light. And so each of you, so it's this beautiful paradox of reality, right? That we are all one and interconnected, and to truly express the divine within us is to be uniquely ourselves, and to truly honor the divine and God within each person is to radically accept them exactly as they are, as God, as divine, perfectly imperfect. So we're going to get started by doing a little breathing practice, a little energy work, you guys, because what happens is we get scattered. Our energy, you talk to people, you have something that you're working on, right? An email comes through, a conversation that didn't feel very good, and our energy gets scattered. And then we show up and we don't feel very present. So if we want to fully receive everything that's available for us here today, we want to get fully present. So we're going to do a breathing exercise where we're going to breathe in. And as we breathe in, we're going to set forth the intention to call back all of our energy, all of our power, all of our light, all parts of us into this now moment. And then when we breathe out, we're setting the intention to let go of any stress, letting go of any heaviness, any energy that you maybe have picked up that's not your own, because the psychic field's messy, y'all. So we're going to make a sound on the way out, a sound. So this is the invitation. We're going to do 8 rolling breaths back to back. Big, deep inhales. And a sigh, a tone on the way out. You can shake whatever feels good. You ready for that? Okay, we're going to do 8 together. You are probably in your home by yourself. Nobody can hear you. If you want to scream, if you want to yell, whatever comes out, allow it. Sound is so healing and cathartic, my love. So let's do this. Let's take a big, deep breath in. Keep going. Keep on going. Two more. One more. And if your eyes are not closed, I invite you to close them, to bring your attention from your head into your heart. And just say this either in your mind or out loud. Be here now. Right here, right now. There's nowhere else for you to be. And now, beloveds, we're going to open the sacred ceremonial container with Michelle Infinity.
Hi, everyone. I'm really, really deeply honored to serve you in this way. We hear the birds maybe chirping outside. We're gonna call to Great Spirit together. I'm gonna call the four directions in my own unique and intergalactic way, which I'm sure all of you will appreciate. And then I'm gonna offer a little blessing, a little song, ceremony, circle. And so you don't have to do anything but receive. So. Great Spirit, intergalactic intelligence, all of the beautiful angels and guardians and guides of all of the beings all across this world in sacred ceremony, in this moment, in this day, we cast our circle wide to hold compassion for this entire world, in all of the universes, in all of the celestial ways, great above, great below, all in harmony, in beauty we walk. And we honor the direction of the north, the energy of the element of earth, the stones and bones of our ancestors, the grandmothers and the grandfathers and their wisdom, the totem of the buffalo and the season of winter. We invite you into our circle. We turn to the west, the element of water, the season of fall and transition and change. Animal totem of bear and dolphin and whale, the songs and the record keepers of this world purify our water. Receive their wisdom. And we move to the fire of the south, the season of summer. Here lives the animal totems of the coyote and the wolf, the wild, the teacher, the primal, the snake who sheds its skin, the transformation of season of summer, of joy, of celebration, our teenage years. We invite play into our circle. Lots of play. I can feel that energy. Celebration is here. And to the bird tribes of the east, the winged ones, the rising dawn, those who carry our prayers to Great Spirit, the eagle, the hawk, the condor, all of the winged ones with their wisdom of rebirth and higher consciousness, carry our prayers and our intentions for this entire activation and this week that we move towards this beautiful eclipse and equinox. Hear us, great above, great spirit, intergalactic realms, the bodhisattvas and ascended masters, all of your guardians, guides, angels, ancestors, beloved ones and spirits, saints and sages of all religions, ascended master consciousness, be the wings on our back. Show us your ways and how to be a conduit of the highest multidimensional light. Open your crown chakras now, everyone, and receive and draw that light down into your heart with your breath, with your awareness, with your love, and with your knowledge of infinity. Feel that energy on your heart and the wings at your back expand with light. And in reverence for this earth, the great below, Pachamama, that which we serve, we are conduits of the great above and the great below. Plant teachers, be with us. Show us your ways. Allow us to serve the earth which we walk in beauty. We walk in beauty. We walk. Beauty before, beauty behind, beauty to our right, beauty to our left, above and below. Our life, our path will be beautiful. Imagine a Merkaba pyramid above and below around you now, clearing your field, and a collective Merkaba around all of us who are in this I am activation, grounded between heaven and earth. Aho, namaste. And so it is, in love, light, and warrior spirit.
Mm. Ah. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Michelle. Oh, you guys, Michelle Infinity, how was that? How was that, you guys? She'll be back for our final day on Thursday of next week to share even more. She's going to share more about her work and who she be and guide us through some vocal work. So if you want to see her again, join us next week on Thursday. Thank you so much, Sacred Sister. Your medicine is so beautiful to receive. Lovely. You guys, this is a prayer. This entire experience is a prayer. It is a prayer for not only your own transformation, not only your own breakthroughs, not only your own divine remembrance of who and what you are, the truth of your being, but for all of humanity. We pray and ask for the sovereignty and the free will and the freedom of expression and radical acceptance and love and unity. Unity, y'all. Last year, this event was called the I Am, We Are, and it just got a little wordy. But the intention of that still exists within this container. Not only am I one with God, you are one with God. We are one with God. So it's not just looking at yourself through this lens of oneness. It's not about fluffing up your spiritual ego, you guys. It's instead deep reverence and an honoring of the divinity within each one of us and the mirroring of that divinity within each other. So thank you for allowing for this space and this time for us to open this container in the way that it really deserves to be open, in a sacred ceremonial way, because the work that's going to take place within this energetic container that we just created is immense. It's vast. There are so many little earth angels here that I know that they are a testament that this event or even if not just this event, but any experience where we come together in group work like this can be the pivot point to create radical transformation in your life. This moment, these 2 weeks, you can look back at the end of this year and be like, wow, who I was before that is not who I'm showing up as today. And things that I didn't think were possible for me are now my reality. So we're going to get that. That was the space opening. That will be the most drawn out morning experience. So we'll get more quickly into it in the coming days. But again, thank you for allowing us to have this space to open that in the way that it truly deserves. You all truly deserve, truthfully. Miss Bonnie says, it changed my life. And Paola, yes, she says, I feel that way about my life from last year's activation to now. Yeah, you guys. And the beauty is that this event, there's a reason that it's being repeated over and over again, because guess what? The more that we submerge ourselves in these energies and the frequencies of truth, the more that becomes our baseline, the more that just becomes where we operate from naturally. And let's be real, we've all awoken to much of what we're going to be talking about over the course of these 9 days. You are one with God. You are interconnected with all reality. You are infinite divine love. You are already perfect, whole, and complete. There's nothing that you need outside of you because you are all that you desire and require. You are one with the source of all reality. So abundance is your natural birthright. It's who and what you be at your core. Anything contrary to that is not you. It's the illusion of this planetary experience in duality and separation. So let's get into some 3D details, because I want you to, we're going to swim in the spiritual, but your logical linear mind, the masculine mind, wants to also understand, where are we going? What are we doing? Give me the lay of the land. So let's do that. Let's do that here. I'm going to pull up my slide deck. We'll go through some slides really quick. And then we'll get into some more of the juicy good stuff. More of the juicy good stuff. So share screen. Awesome. Welcome to the I Am Activation, a 9-day experience that has been curated and designed and lovingly refined after the last 2 years to bring you a truly transformational opportunity, right? Because you're only going to get out of this what you put into it. And so an opportunity to create radical transformation in your life, to reprogram the limiting beliefs, all of the things that say, I am not enough, I am not worthy, I am bad, I am limited, I am small, it is safe for me to stay that way. We're going to, in real time, do practices that are designed to create transformation, evidence-based practices. So we've already opened our sacred space. We're going to do that every day. It'll be a shorter practice every day, though, because that's just crucial. It's important. Energy work, frequency first, right, you guys? So some 3D details. Emails are going to be sent out daily. You're going to get daily reminders. You'll have the Zoom link in every single email, so it'll be easy for you to access. All of the emails are different. Some of the emails have free gifts from your speakers. They've got social links and other goodies. So they may look the same, but they will have different content. So I just invite you to open the emails, read them, peruse through them, see what's in there for you. Replays will be available immediately in the Facebook group because we're already streaming into the Facebook. So if you want to catch the replays any day, and you wanting to watch it right after we wrap up, you can find it right away there. But I will be uploading them daily into the replay portal, sometimes in between sessions and sometimes at night. You should have access to that replay portal. Alondra, if you could just drop that in the chat so they can take a look at it. The replay portal is quite amazing, if I must say so myself. I have a lot of Virgo energy in me, and so I like things to be organized. I like things to be simple, and I like to understand what it is that I'm getting into. So let me actually share that screen with you, because I think it'll be helpful for you guys to just see what that replay portal. Well, gosh, stop share. Okay. We'll do that. We'll stop share, jump over there. Okay, here's the replay portal. Here's the replay portal. So one easy access place. You've got your calendar in here. You've got the I Am Activation Spotify playlist is in here, a daily energy hygiene, our link to our Facebook. All of that is in here. And then as we deliver on the above, you can see up here at the top, we've got the healing I Am Activation sessions. That's what we're in right now today. So once I finish this call, and I will upload it into YouTube, and then I'll upload it into here. The Divine Mirror sessions this afternoon. We've got Shannon Gill and Michael Perlin. Once theirs is done, it'll be in here as well. Then we've got some guided quantum activations and divine decrees from last year that I felt called to share with you here as well. So easy to access, navigate portal. So if you let me come back here, bouncing around. The replays are available for 1 week after the event ends, 1 week and some change. So if you're already thinking like, this has been really awesome, or I really enjoy this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch all of the sessions or attend live, or if you're just thinking, I want to come back to this again and again throughout the next year and beyond, and I want lifetime access, unlimited access, then you can get unlimited access today for only $22. $22. It's less than the cost of most, master classes, play shops. So $22, you can get a lifetime access. So Alondra, if you'll drop again that link in the chat for me there, so people can secure lifetime access if you want. Or you can just participate here with us live for free, which is amazing. And then last, but certainly not least, I just want to remind you guys, you get what you put in. So my invitation is to not just sit on the sidelines and observe, but instead to show up and play full out. Play full out, you guys. This is a safe space, and I continuously intend it to be so. And when I say safe, right, we can throw around these words, and what do they actually mean? When I say safe space, I mean that all of you is welcome here. Unconditional love, support, and acceptance. We are looking through the lens and eyes of God, seeing each person as already whole, complete, and perfect. We are not here to change each other. We're not here to fix each other. We're not here to convince each other of anything. We are here to hold a frequency of love and to witness the human in each of us, and to reflect and mirror that back. So this is a safe space. All of you is welcome here. And it's not just about love and light. What this is not is New Age spiritualism, where we are all love and light, toxic positivity. We are here to discuss the messy human experience. We're here to navigate the messy human experience. What I know to be true is that, and the reason that I am so devoted to group work is because when we tell our stories in safe spaces, when we share with others the things that we are most embarrassed about or shameful about or carry immense amount of pain around, it dissolves. It is healing. It is cathartic. It is like sharing that it is in fact, not only it is the missing piece I feel for most people in their healing journeys. Because the reality is all trauma and pain is created in relationship to other. Something happened, and we then internalize it and hold on to it as trauma and pain. So the missing piece, the key piece, is to heal in community, to heal in relationship and safe spaces. So allow yourself to be seen, show up fully, talk and post in the group chat, show up here. Allow yourself to be on camera, because I love seeing all of your faces. Richie, Bonnie, who else do I got? All of my incredible, beautiful friends that I love so incredibly much. Joyce, Julie, Kara, Glinda, Dorothea. It's so good to see your faces, loves. It's so good to get to connect with you and see your smiles. It's so good. And you guys can hear, we could like pan over, and I'll do that a little bit later, and you can just see the pages and pages of beautiful humans here doing our absolute best to navigate this wild, challenging human experience. So we already scooted over to okay, here. Yeah, let's break down the morning. So morning sessions are with me. We will open up the sacred space. Then we will have a teaching transmission, an I am affirmation and source codex of the day. And then I will guide you through a somatic healing experience. We're going to do the work. So it's a really beautiful experience that I've curated. I'll get into greater details around that, but it is a mix of shadow work, inner child work, parts work. It's belief work. It's subconscious reprogramming. It's utilizing energy psychology and the physical body to actually clear the fear and the pain within our nervous system and within our physical body. Because what I have found to be true is that talk therapy is not enough. We are holistic beings. Everything is interconnected. And if you try to do belief work only with the mind, you won't get very far. So we're going deep into the embodiment of by utilizing tools and techniques to create real and lasting transformation. So you will have an embodiment ritual that I will share with you every day, a really short 10 to 15, 20-minute max ritual to support you in, again, bringing the work that we do into your lived way of being. Rituals are a really beautiful way of bringing the intention of spiritual energy into the physical 3D. It's action. It's where the magic is. We'll have time at the end for closing circles and shares and connection every day as well, so that you guys don't go into these vulnerable practices and then just run off to your day. You can sit and we'll have space to connect and share, and you guys can unmute and we can get to hear from you. Afternoon sessions are, all of these sessions, I should say, are around 90 minutes, give or take. And so then this afternoon, we've got two Divine Mirror interviews back to back, about 45 minutes each. These people are amazing. Most of you found your way here because somebody else invited you. One of these incredible speakers like Steve Nobel or Tom T. Moore or Solara Rose or Gladius Sovereign, like these amazing beings that I'm just honored that they would be willing to bring their genius. Many of them have cultivated proprietary techniques and practices. So they're master creators and master energy workers. And so I'm really excited for you guys to get to hear them. And some of them have prepared guided practices. We have, for example, Breath of Bliss, Christabel Zamore, who's going to be guiding you guys predominantly. Her entire session is going to be a guided breathwork journey, a beautiful, blissful breathwork journey. And then most everyone has prepared a free gift for you. A beautiful free gift. Some people are preparing free gifts that are specific for this event, just for you, just for this audience. One of my dear friends, Bonnie, she's prepared a free gift that is a technique, a practice that she uses to tap into abundance and to break through her limitations to abundance. So lots of really yummy, good things for you guys. We are giving generously of ourselves. So there's a lot here, a lot for you here. Here is our 2-week kind of calendar. I won't spend too much time here, but you'll see each day we're only meeting during the weekdays, Monday through Friday. We've got our weekends to catch up on any replays, any sessions that perhaps you missed. And then we'll come back again next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The only day that's going to be a little bit different is our final day Thursday. Our final day Thursday is it's an embodiment. It's around divine support, receiving support, feeling supported, feeling held, knowing that the universe has always got your back and that you can trust people too, that you're never meant to do it alone. You were always meant to do it together in community. And then Michelle was going to join us again, and she's going to lead us through some really beautiful vocal alchemy. And so she's got a session for us there as well. So there's where we're going. All right. So who am I? Who is this person that you guys have found yourself listening to and that is guiding this particular experience? Well, I'm going to go ahead and take this off because those words are fine and all, but I want to connect with you guys and it's hard to see your faces. There we go. Actually, I'm going to just scroll over here and hit gallery and just look at you all for a brief moment. Hi, Sheila. I love your little cat face, darling. It's super fun and playful. I love that Michelle brought forward the playful energy, you guys. Man, my inner child likes to play. she had to grow up really fast. I don't know about you guys. And so she didn't really get the space to play as much as she wanted to play. So when I work with her these days, she loves to be playful and joyful. So you'll get to see that. We'll get to see all the sides and facets of our multidimensional being, but we're going to get to play here too. We're going to have some fun. I'm just going to keep clicking over and seeing you guys. I'm amazed. We've got 144 participants. I don't know about you guys, but the 144,000, that is not by accident. How powerful is that? 144,000. This is the divine earth angels right here. This is an earth angel conference, star seed conference. Oh, it's such an honor to be here with you guys. All right. So who am I? Well, what wants to be shared? You're going to get to know me a little bit throughout our time here together. But I am much like all of you. I was born into this human experience, and I was conditioned and programmed by my parents, by religion, by society. And I learned how to show up, to be accepted, to be liked. And I started to design my life based off of what I thought would bring me happiness, joy, and fulfillment. And I like to say I started my high school years and elementary. Those were my good Christian years. And then I got to college and I got to have the real human experience. I went and started to drink and party and did drugs and became promiscuous. And all of a sudden, where prior I was focused on the approval of God and my parents, now I was focused on, there was this new group of people that I wanted to like me and that I wanted the approval of. And so it was this journey of just giving away my power to others, molding myself to fit in, and losing myself along the way. I had big dreams and things that I wanted to change the world as a little girl. And here I was, my dark night of the soul, 28 years old. And I was in an abusive relationship. And the second time he was physical with me, I packed up my stuff. I called my parents and they moved me into their home. And I had just started a new job, a new career in commercial real estate. And so I went from making in medical device sales, I was making six figures to making less than $30,000 a year. So I'm now finding myself making, and again, I put my value around my success. And so here I am feeling less than because I was starting all over again. A failed relationship that also brought up a lot for me. Like finding myself in an abusive situation was very hard for me. I blamed myself for allowing that. And here I was now, 28 years old, living back at home, sleeping on, I actually was at this exact day that I'm going to bring you into this moment. The entire upstairs was being fumigated for bed bugs. And I just moved back in. And I was at this point addicted to marijuana, addicted to alcohol, but I didn't have any money. And I was sleeping on my parents' couch. They had already gone to bed. And I had gone to the liquor cabinet and I don't even really like liquor. And I was just finding something to numb the pain. My friends were all going out and I hadn't gone out with them in weeks because I didn't have the money to go out. And then I started to realize in that moment, these aren't my real friends. Like we had no depth. All we did was party together. Like here I am going through a really hard time and not one of them had checked in on me. So I started to feel so lonely and tears streaming down my face. And I just cried. I cried out to God and I said, God, help. Like, I don't know where I took the wrong turn, where I was supposed to go left and I went right, but I feel lost and I'm confused and I don't know how I got here and I feel hopeless. And this isn't the life I want to live. This is not the life I want to live. And in that moment of breaking down, man, I told you guys the good Christian girl, right? But I hadn't prayed to God in years. That relationship had really been pushed to the side. It just didn't matter as much anymore because I was focused on everyone else, my friends and being liked and boys and all that stuff. Right. So in that moment, having prayed for the very first time in so many years, it was this moment and like, I feel hopeless and I don't know what else to do. And immediately I felt this warmth. I felt filled up with God's love. And I knew everything was going to be okay. I didn't know how. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was coming, but I knew everything was going to be okay. And man, if it wasn't a couple of days later that I felt this strong desire, like spirit was like, read books again. And I was like, oh, okay. I love reading. I loved reading as a kid. I always had a book in my hand. And I hadn't read for pleasure in so many years because I had been studying or reading for commercial real estate, reading for medical device sales. I was reading to study information. And I was like, well, what do I want to learn about? What would be interesting? And I thought the brain is something I'm really interested in. So I found myself a couple of books later, this book called Mind to Matter by Dawson Church. It came out in, I think, 2017, maybe 2018. If you know it, it's incredible. And this book brought tears to my eyes because for the first time in reading it, I realized I have the power to control my life. I have the power to change my life. It was the first time I had even understood of the concept that talk with my hands. It was the first time that I had understood the concept that our thoughts, our internal landscape, our beliefs, our emotions, everything inside of us is impacting and creating our world outside of us. So for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well, now I know what to do. Now I know how to create change in my life. Well, it wasn't that easy, you guys. It never is it? The understanding of how something works doesn't always manifest to it becoming embodied right away. So all of that to be said, it took me probably 8 years from then until pretty much now, because I'm still figuring it out, you guys. We're all just walking each other home. We're all figuring it out as we go. And so it pretty much took me then until now to really, I've been studying transformation, the art of transformation. What does it take to truly create transformation in our life? Not at just the mental level, right? I started to study things like our nervous system and trauma. I started to, oh my goodness, I just saw somebody say that Gladius Sovereign is their son. Man, you guys, we've got one of our speakers' mothers in here. It is a pleasure to have you here, like absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. It would be amazing. I pray my mom comes to one of these one time. That would be wonderful. So the art of transformation. Gladius is somebody that knows about transformation and belief work. You guys better come back. Not you better, but I invite you to come back and witness his incredible body of work that he has created. And what's funny is I reached out to him because I could see so much of myself in him. And the intention of this event is incredible. So how do we create real transformation? It's beyond the mind. It is. We're holistic beings. I started to study trauma, generational trauma, ancestral trauma, early childhood developmental trauma. I started to study, and I looked into things like talk therapy, right? Like, okay, well, why is it not working? Why are people talking about the exact same things to their therapist, different therapists for 20, 30 years and never feeling different? And that is when I found out that healing is in and through the body. It's not through the mind. The mind is only going to get you so far. That if you have resistance in your body that says it is not safe to believe that, then you're never going to, you can say, I am God, which I know is really charged, you guys, but we're going to get there. If you're not there yet, that's okay. But if you say, I am God, I am God, I am God, I am God, and then you have these beliefs that say, oh my gosh, it is not safe for me to claim that, like that is way too much responsibility. Like, who am I to claim that? That is blasphemous. So you will never actually embody that belief as your truth. We have inherently we have energy and stuff that gets stuck in here that creates our own inner glass ceiling that keeps us from truly embodying the truth of who we be, our unlimited nature. So I'm really excited about what we've got for you guys here today, because we are going to undergo this particular process. This is we're gonna do the same process, but in with different limitations, different source codes, different limiting beliefs. And so over the course of these 9 days, we're starting foundationally with the law of one, the law of divine oneness. And every day is going to build upon the next. And we're going to go deeper and deeper. And we're going to get in there and we're going to excavate all of that stuff that is stuck in your nervous system, that is stuck in your subconscious programming. And we're going to peel back those layers so that you can, with more confidence, say, I am limitless. I am one with God. Everything that God is, I have access to. And you can show up more fearlessly, knowing that you are so held, that the universe is in full support of everything that you're creating, everything that you're doing. Because trust is key. We've got to learn to trust not only in ourselves, first and foremost, that we've got us, but also trusting in God, trusting in the divine, trusting in the universe, and trusting in others. So that is what we're here to do today, darlings, and over the next 8 days, 9 days total. So let's see. I do want to go through a few notes and slides, and then we'll come into the practice. So share screen here. Okay, let's talk. Day 1, I am divine oneness. I am source. I am God. How are beliefs created? How are beliefs created? It's really important for us to kind of understand this at a kind of at an overview level. So here we are. We're a little kid. It's the little version of you. Maybe you're 4 years old and you've got this picture. You've painted this beautiful picture. You've been working on it all day long and you're so excited. You've got all of this energy built up inside of you and you are running around the house and you're going to run over and you're going to show Dad this picture. But Dad has had a really challenging day. Dad just got some really bad news at work. He didn't get paid on the job that he was supposed to get paid on. And he is so stressed out right now. And as you're running through the house with your picture in hand, ready to show Dad, you're so excited. He says, "Stop running." And he yells at you. "I can't handle this right now. You're too much." Ooh. You see your dad's angry face. You see his aggressive body language. You hear the tone of his voice. Sensationally, you get tense. It feels like you were punched in the stomach. You feel nauseous. You feel your heart is racing. You're not processing any of this consciously. This is just what's taking place. As a kid, you most likely feel confused. I don't know why he's so upset, why he's so angry. What did I do? You don't fully understand the context of the situation. So then you are hurt. You're sad. Tears fill your eyes and you're afraid. You think to yourself, I am bad. I never do anything right. And then you begin to create the beliefs. I am too much. It's not safe to be me. I don't matter. Dad didn't want to look at my photo and I was so excited to show him, and I don't matter. I'm not good enough. I did something wrong. And then these beliefs are created. And why are these beliefs created? So here we are on the right side. You've had this unmet need. There's an environmental, emotional, and or energetic trigger. Something happens and you feel the physical sensations in your body. You feel the pain, the discomfort. That is what they're referencing here as irritation and upset. You feel the feelings, the emotions, that then are the thoughts, that then are the beliefs. And your ego's really good at its job. and your ego says, I don't want to feel that pain again. We've got to protect ourselves. Oh, I love it. Alex is drawing us some photos, drawing us some energy. Your ego wants to protect you. And so it creates these beliefs to keep you from experiencing the same pain again. And then those beliefs keep us small. Those beliefs keep us small in fear, in limitation. And then that becomes our operating system. And then that's how we just live our life every day, thinking that we are not enough. We are too safe. It's not safe to be us. We're not safe to be in our fullest expression, that we don't matter. And the reality is that's usually playing so quiet on replay, deep underneath all of these layers of awareness. And then we're over here saying, I'm ready to live my purpose. I'm ready, God. I'm ready to serve others. I'm ready to show up fully. I'm ready. And then it's not happening. And we're like, why? Why are my dreams not manifesting? Why is that perfect partner not showing up for me? Well, guess what? Because there's a part of you that believes it's not safe for you to be loved. It's not safe for you to be loved by another or by a man, or you don't trust men, right? So it literally, the troubleshooting, if you will, of everything that you desire and require, everything that you want to experience in this life that has not yet manifested in your world, is on the other side of you doing this work. Not this exact work, but work like this. It's the shadow work. It's the subconscious reprogramming. It's working with the parts of us that are in resistance, that don't trust ourselves, that are trying to just keep us safe. Oh, now that's following us, huh? Well, I don't know how to get rid of that. That's okay. I love it. Thank you for adding to the beauty of these slides. So again, just another image to just help. This is probably not new for most of you. Some of you it might be. Some of you it's just great to hear it again. So how do our beliefs then become our reality, right? So let's start at the bottom of this little graphic I created last night. I really like the image of an icebreaker or an iceberg, because there's so much more underneath the surface than there is above the surface. And we only really see what's happening on top, right? So here we are. We had an emotionally charged and traumatic experiences that either we had or ancestors had. Guess what, you guys? Epigenetically, our ancestors, when they experience trauma, they pass that down to us because it's meant to be a mechanism for survival. Amazing. Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping us survive. And we want to get rid of the stuff that's preventing us from truly experiencing the life that we want to experience. So we then also learn things, or in condition to believe certain things, which become our identity. Our identity creates our beliefs. Our beliefs create our perceptions, which then control our thoughts, control our emotions, control our actions and behaviors, which then gives us the outcomes and results that we have, or the external reality that we experience, which then so for example, I am not enough. So I am not safe to be seen. I am not safe to be seen. And so I am not going to show up online. I'm not going to show up. And then we don't have the outcome that we want. And then it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. See, I'm not enough. See, I'm not enough. See, I'm not enough. But if we choose new beliefs, if we break through the fear, if we take new action, we can generate and cultivate new evidence for these beliefs that we are choosing. So I invite you to continuously be on the lookout and everything in your life for evidence of the new beliefs of abundance, evidence that the universe is always working out in your favor, continuing to find evidence of that. And then again, beliefs, thoughts, behavior, it's all interconnected. Even though we have this like kind of linear line, it is all interconnected. It's all feeding one another. And so, oh, you guys have got some really beautiful shares in here. I'm going to get to those in perfect divine timing. We're going to get into our practice now. Oh, we're not. Not yet. We've got a lot of moving parts for this event. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I love y'all. I love you so much. There's just a few more things I wanted to share. So let's talk a little bit before we go into the practice. This is part of the practice. Let's talk a little bit about divine oneness. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the source code of the day. I am source. I am divine oneness. I am one with God. I am God. Ooh. So God is not separate. God is not a separate entity that is outside of us. God is literally all that is. God is the divine, eternal source of all reality, the center point of all union. If we even think about the Big Bang, right? There was this 0 point, this center point, and then instantaneously, many things came from the one. And so when we start to understand quantum science, we realize that quantum science essentially is the science of consciousness. And when we begin to understand quantum entanglement, once one, you are always interconnected across all time and space instantaneously. And so everything is made of intelligent energy. Everything is part of the one unified field. Science is proving this, which is incredible. That's proving what the mystics have always known to be true for eons on this planet and beyond. And so the one infinite creator is within us, is within everything, everywhere. There is nothing that is not the creator. There is nothing that is outside of this underlying unity. The creator has made of itself this infinite creation for the purpose of knowing itself and experiencing itself. So literally this intelligent infinity generates out of its own being the galaxies, the stars, the planets, and entities such as ourselves. It generated darkness, it generated light, it generated love and fear, it generated every meaning of experience, every mode of thought or activity, everything real or imagined on every plane of existence. And it has now endowed each and every portion of its creation with free will, with the capacity to learn, to grow, to expand, to adapt and make evolutionary choices for the return path back to the creator. My notes got all big and I can't make them small now. Goodness gracious, there we go. I mean, how does that land with you guys? Is that new for you, this belief, this understanding? And if it is not new, how well are you living your life in embodiment with this divine knowing that you are one with God, you are not separate from God, that you are endowed with everything that God is? We are children of the Creator, gifted with free will. And that's the beauty of what I love, is that we live in this universe of paradoxes. It's a quantum universe, if you will, right? We're not either or, we're both and more. And so, yes, you are one with God, but you are also here having an individuated experience as you. And each of your experiences, you can call them incarnations, each one of them is offering you a unique and different experience so that you can become more godlike. Life, love, unity, these are the basic building blocks of all things. Spirit is literally descending through the dimensions of time and space, carrying its unique expression. And then in you are spirit, God in physical form. And you've always been this infinite spirit. But what is the original trauma of humanity? The original trauma of the human collective soul was the pain of separation, the pain of separation. There is this core separation imprint on the human collective consciousness, which every other trauma and fear has grown off of, that seed fear of separation. These are literally traumatic records of experience that have been encoded into the energy matrix of every cell of every living thing on this particular planet. But guess what? We chose it. It's by design. This is the divine earth experiment. We created this matrix of forgetfulness. We chose to incarnate into the third dimension, into this experience of separation and duality and fear, so that we could, as master alchemists, alchemize that polarity, alchemize that separation, alchemize that fear back into unity. And this is done through the frequency of love. Love is magnetizing and it brings all separation into wholeness. So we must go through the polarities of fear. We must go through the experience of separation. We must go through the experience of trauma and limiting beliefs and embodying identities that are completely false and illusory to who and what we really are. Because guess what? In the forgetfulness, we then reclaim our power. And oh my gosh, I bet you guys like me can attest that anything really worth having, or at least rather anything that we really appreciate deeply and profoundly, we had to work for. It didn't just come to us easily, and it wasn't just handed to us, but it was something that we had to work for. And so this is the holy human journey of alchemizing our pain, our mess, our human experiences and separation, polarity, and duality into our purpose, our empowerment, our expansion, who we be and how we show up in the world. So I just want to remind you guys that your dreams, the dreams that you have for your life, weren't just given to you by God and saying, okay, good luck. No, I mean, these are literally God's dreams to be experienced and lived through you as you. So your dreams, it's not a matter of if they're going to manifest. It's a matter of when, and when is always perfect divine timing. And so each of us on our individual Shiro Heroes journey, we are the architects. We are the designers of our life experience. Full sovereignty. We chose this all. And it's natural, right? That we would say, these are the things that I want to do. These are the things I want to experience. This is what I want to embody. And then again, we would then design it to where we would be born in the perfect family with the perfect life experiences that say, you aren't worthy of that. You can't do that. It's not safe to be seen. Because again, the Shiro Hero's journey of alchemy, it is through this journey of taking all of that, holding it in love and saying, oh, sweet soul, I'm so sorry that you feel that way, but you don't have to hold on to that belief anymore. We know how powerful we are, and you can let that go. We're safe. So that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to hold that part of us that is in resistance, that says, nope. And we're going to love it, support it, let it be seen, let it be heard, so that the resistance can dissolve, and then we can create true transformation. So our intention here today is to reprogram the subconscious limiting beliefs and to clear our pain body, the parts of us that are creating resistance to embodying our limitless truth. We are going to be working with energy psychology, EFT, subconscious reprogramming, fear hunting. We're going to be doing shadow work. So let's do it. Let's do it. If you guys are ready, let's get into this practice. I'm going to put a little music on because that just feels good to have some music in the background, just holding the space for us. All right. So guys, I'm going to show you these tapping points really quickly. We're going to be working with tapping. I'll share more about tapping in the coming calls, but we can't fit it all in one morning session. So I'll share more about this, but I just want you to kind of see where the tapping points are. There is, here, I'm going to move my hair. My favorite part is right here on the chest. Right here on the chest, all around the chest. And you can go ahead and tap along with me and just kind of feel, because as you tap, you begin to feel the acupressure points. You begin to feel where certain areas where you tap, you can feel the energy move through your entire body. So we got the top of the head. And you can see the little dots. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I tap everywhere. I use the general idea, but I just go where it feels good intuitively. And then we make there's a little C. So it's here, 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 here. So literally going around the eye, then under the nose, under the chin. So you can use one hand, two hands. You can just gently go in this little C circle. You can come underneath the chin or here. I just want you to first get an idea of where these tapping points are. You can do the side of the hand, which is really powerful. And then you're going to find your favorite. If tapping is new to you, you're going to find your favorite. My favorite is right here in the chest and my head. So stop share screen and let's do this. All right, you guys. We're going to start off. In fact, I invite you to go ahead and close down your eyes because you're going to be feeling inside your body, in and through the body. And I invite you to say out loud, I am divine oneness. And just notice what you feel. Notice if that feels true or if you have parts of you that's like, oof, nope, no, not for me. I invite you to say, I am one with God. Just noticing the resistance in your body. I invite you to say, I am God. And I invite you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, yeah, I'm God. I know I'm God. This feels so true. There's no resistance in my body. Or 1 being, nope, no way, not for me. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how true does that feel to you right now in your body? I am divine oneness. I am one with God. I am God. And just rate it on a number. You can share it in the chat, or you can just hold that number in your heart. And now I'm going to invite you to feel into the resistance, because you know there's parts of you that are in resistance to these beliefs, right? So feel into the resistance with your eyes closed, just feeling into your body. What part of you doesn't feel safe believing that you are God, that you are one with God? You might get a sense that it could be your inner child. It could be your inner critic. You could get a sense that it's ancestral. It could be your inner feminine. You don't have to know who it is. Just noticing, where do you feel the tightness in your body? Where do you feel the resistance? And we're going to tap into the emotions. We're working bottom up from the sensations. We're going into the emotions now. And if you're tapping already, I invite you to go ahead and do that. Tapping right now. That's what I was going to have us all do now. So go ahead and begin tapping into the emotions, tapping the emotions where you feel abandoned by God, where you feel like God betrayed you, God left you. Tapping into the emotions, literally tapping on your chest or wherever it feels good, but also in your body, tapping into the emotions where you feel angry at God, where you feel like God abandoned you and left you, and you feel angry at God. You are feeling rageful at God. God, how could you? God, how could you allow all of this suffering on the planet? How could you allow my suffering? God, you weren't there when I needed you. How could you allow this? Tapping into that anger, tapping into that rage that you might feel towards God. Tapping into the emotion of shame. I'm not worthy enough to be God. I'm not worthy of divine connection. I'm a small, powerless human. I'm sinful. I've sinned. Maybe there's a part of you that still believes that you are a sinful human and you are unworthy of God's love. Again, allowing these emotions to come up, allowing this resistance to come up, and just tapping. And as you're tapping, you're signaling to your body, I am safe. I am safe. And you are literally allowing those emotions to move through your body, to be felt fully, and to leave. We are clearing these emotions out. Where do you feel sadness about your relationship to God? Do you feel any sadness? Do you feel like you are alone and you have to do this by yourself? That it's you against the world, that it's not safe to trust others? Survival of the fittest. It sounds scary to be one with God, right? Because that means you're one with everything, everyone. What about doubt and fear and worry? Do you have any doubt or fear or worry? Just allowing all of that motion to be fully felt and just acknowledged. As you tap into the resistance, is there anything that it wants to say? Is there anything that your inner child wants to say? Is there anything your inner critic wants to say to you? Just giving yourself some space to listen. Continuing to tap. Tapping is how we regulate the nervous system. Tapping is how it clears that emotion from your body. Maybe breathing, taking in deep breaths as you're allowing this emotion to move through you. Maybe some movement, some swirls feels good to you. However you need to move that energy. If you're yawning, and I'm going to speak to this part of you now. I'm going to speak to the part of you that feels that resistance while you keep tapping and feeling into it. I know that it has felt safer to play small. I know that it feels like a lot to claim that you are one with God, that you even are God. It feels scary and almost unsafe to even claim that, doesn't it? So many lifetimes that perhaps you may even have lost your life because you spoke that truth out to others. But guess what? This lifetime, you are safe to believe that. You are safe to claim that as your truth. You are safe to speak out loud. I am God. Yes, I am God. I am worthy of being God. God is one with me. God is everything. God is all that is. And all those beliefs that you've been holding on to that are keeping you in separation, that are keeping you safe. What if What if we put those to the side for now? What if we chose to try on the new belief that we are infinite, that we are limitless, that we are truly one with God? How would that feel? Allowing that resistance to feel into new possibility. What if? What if? The reality is that we all want the same thing. You want to live an abundant life filled with joy and bliss and fulfillment and purpose and love and incredible relationships. And all of that is available for you. All of that is available on the other side. So let's let go of those beliefs that are keeping us small. Let's let go of those beliefs that you are separate from God, that God is outside of you. Letting go of those beliefs that you are not worthy of divine connection. Letting go of those beliefs that you are a small, powerless human, because it is not true. It is simply not true. I invite you to tap on the side of your hand. On the side of your hand, the karate chop point, and we're going to say these out loud. Even though part of me believes that I am separate from God, I choose to love and accept myself fully. Even though it has felt safer to believe that I am separate from God, I choose to open up to the possibility of something new. Even though part of me still doesn't yet feel safe enough, I choose to love and accept myself fully. Moving to the top of the head now. Saying this out loud, divinely decreeing out loud, I am one with God. I am one with all that is. I am interconnected with all reality. Moving to the points on the face now, in between the eyes. I am an expression of divine energy. I am a vessel for God. I am God in physical form. I am in sacred union with the divine. It is safe for me to believe that I am one with God. It is safe for me to believe that I am God. I am both the creator and the creation. Limitless abundance is my truest nature. I invite you to go ahead and you can stop tapping and close down your eyes, keeping your eyes closed if they're not closed now. I invite you to tune into the I Am Source Codex of today again, and we're going to say it out loud one more time. I am divine oneness. I am one with God. I am God. And as you say it this time, how true does that feel to you now on that scale of 1 to 10? Did that number get higher? Did you release some of that resistance? Do you feel safer and more embodied in the beliefs that you are not separate from the divine creator? That you are just as limitless and vast? That you are omnipotent, omnipresent, all powerful, all knowing, and that all qualities and traits that you believe God has or source has, you too embody, for you were created in God's image and gifted with free will. And we're just going to ask God, creator, source, whatever it is that you call the divine. If God doesn't feel aligned, then please choose another word. We're going to ask the all that is, to serve us and support us in continuing to unfold in the divine remembrance of who and what we really are beyond the limitation of this dualistic human experience. May we continue to remember and embody the truth. And so it is. Blessed be. And whenever you're ready, you can open back up your eyes. And I would really love to hear from you guys. Did you experience a shift? Was there a lightening and a lessening of the resistance in your body? Did you experience a shift from, maybe a 3 to a 7? Oh, I love that. Samita says, I was not expecting that. Her heart was frozen, unfrozen somewhere. It was stuck. Do you feel less unfrozen, rather more open now? That's what I was understanding. Beautiful. From a 2 to a 5, feeling more worthy, a huge shift. First time tapping, Jessica. Awesome. We're going to talk a lot more about tapping and the magic of tapping. It is really quite incredible. And I really want you guys to understand from a scientific understanding how and why it works, because that's important to me to appeal to that part of your brain. But today we didn't have the time to go into that depth. But Lyra, lots of yawning, feeling more open. Yes. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This was one really short practice. We'll have more space for longer practices in the coming days. And again, we're going to go even deeper. This was just that foundational surface area source code. So these practices are going to build upon each other every day. So please join us back here every morning to be able to do a little bit longer of that style practice. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of things. A participation, we're almost done here. I'm going to share with you a participation contest. Yeah, I like games. Let's make things fun, right? So we've got a participation contest, and I'll tell you why. We've got daily embodiment rituals. So once you leave here, I have an invitation for you to take everything that you've experienced here and to anchor it even further outside of this container. It's action is where the magic is. Action is you literally I know we hear sometimes like talk is cheap. Like action is where the integrity is. Like all day long, you can say, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. But if you aren't taking action, then the universe is like, oh, she's just talk or he's just talk. So the decree or the ritual for today is a unity decree ritual. I'm going to send this out in the email. You can screenshot this here. We're going to drop it in the Facebook. So you'll have it. It's going to be put in the replay portal too. Speak out loud this unity declaration a minimum of 2 times. And this is the unity decree. And the invitation is to notice how you feel before, during, and after. Notice what shifts inside your body. Notice the sensations. Notice if any emotions arise. Not only is this decree powerful, but you guys, I'm working on training you to notice the sensations and emotions inside your body. We have to fine tune our awareness so that we can notice the subtleties of the way in which spirit speaks to us. So noticing the sensations, noticing any emotions, and then writing it down. And then invitation to repeat this decree over and over again over the next 24 hours. And then the next step is to share in the Facebook group. Share yourself. Let yourself be seen. So to enter into the participation contest, do the ritual, share the ritual, comment on some other people, witness your brothers and sisters. It takes great courage to be seen. So thank you so much for witnessing and acknowledging and engaging with each other. And what could you be entered to win? The most engaged participant at the end of the event, it goes into a drawing. I put like 4 or 5 people who engaged the most and did all of the embodiment rituals will win an opportunity for a full scholarship for angelic Reiki. I teach and offer angelic Reiki as a form of channeling, working with higher dimensional beings, God, the angels, ascended masters, and also as a way to work with energy intentionally to heal. I've got several of my earth angels here that I've gotten to teach, Alondra being one of them. And so it's a powerful, beautiful modality. And I teach it in a very different way than most people will. And it's not your traditional style of Reiki either. It's very, very different. So yeah, if you complete all 8 embodiment rituals, then you'll be entered into a drawing to be able to receive a completely free scholarship for the next training on April 4th through 6th, or you'll have an opportunity to, there's a few other things you could receive. So you get options, but we'll get into that later. So unity decree, this unity decree is really powerful. I'll share it with you guys. We don't have space to read it now, but I want to invite you back for this afternoon. This afternoon, we've got 2 incredible speakers. We've got Shannon Lee Gill. Shannon is an evolutionary astrologist. She's also a Buddhist and Jungian psychologist, and she is really quite amazing and incredible. She is a wealth of wisdom. She is a full-blown transmission. She channels such powerful and has just a wealth of wisdom as it relates to specifically what are we navigating in the collective times of astrology. We know that we're in a really interesting portal right now with eclipse season. So Shannon is going to come and she's going to share about what it is that we're navigating energetically, collectively here and over the course of the next 2 years. There's some prophesized times that are kind of intense coming in 2026. And so she's going to speak a little bit about all of that. I forget what terminology she used. Was it like Armageddon or something? It was really intense, emotionally charged energy, but she's going to help give a new perspective around all of that. So excited to hear her. And then Michael Perlin. Michael is amazing metaphysical author and writer. This man has been pumping out about a book every 4 months over the last 2 years. He's been self-publishing on Amazon and they're incredible, but he is also a metaphysical filmmaker. He has produced some incredibly amazing films, interviewing, you think of all the people on Gaia that you would be like, one day I want to interview that person. Like if you ever have dreams of doing that, or maybe just me. He's interviewed all those people already. I'm like, oh my gosh, he has this movie called 3 Magic Words. And I don't want to tell you the secret, but I'm going to tell you the secret. You want to know what the 3 magic words are? I am God. Yeah. He has a whole documentary of, Teresa Bullard and, the top spiritual metaphysical teachers out there in this amazing documentary, all of them talking about how we are God. blasphemous. But again, from obviously the lens that not just I am God, but you are God. We are all God. God is all there is. And so, how do we not only, okay, great information, but how do we live by that? And that's what we're here doing. So, Michael is incredible and such an interesting being. So, I'm really excited to have those conversations with him. So, come back this afternoon where we will have these two amazing people sharing their wisdom. And where do I stop my share? Over here. Okay. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. Day one is always a little bit of a wild thing. I mean, I prepared all of these notes and couldn't access my notes, so I had to like transfer my note. It's an initiation in and of itself. Thank you for being here. I so hope that you guys have enjoyed this time. Thank you for allowing it take some time day one, the ceremony, kind of delivering some information. It's going to get smoother and more around the guided experiences coming forward. I invite you to take this magic and carry it out into your day. Be beacons of love and light for all that you meet. Look through the eyes of God. See everyone as God, as perfect, as divine, already as they are. And if you want to stay on, I'm going to hold the space for another probably 15, 20 minutes so that we can talk, we can chat. But if this is all you've got, because we're like right at time, then I love you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for your willingness, not just to be here in this container, but you chose to be a human at a really interesting, prophesized time in our collective evolutionary journey. And you guys, it feels like chaos because so much is crumbling, but this is what it means to be a way shower. Genuinely, like this is what it means to be a way shower. All of us are going through it first. We've gone through our dark nights of the soul. We're alchemizing so that we can stand strong in our core. So when over the next couple of years, when it feels even more like chaos and everyone is navigating really dense, heavy emotions, we get to be the beacons of light in our families, in our communities, anchored in truth and divine knowing how to regulate our nervous system. So I love you. Mwah. I'll see you guys back here this afternoon or tomorrow morning. I'll see you back here for tomorrow morning. And now I want to open it up to you guys. I would love to hear from anyone who feels called to bring their voice, their energy into this container. How are you doing? How is this experience for you? Is being a human hard right now, y'all? I don't know about you guys, but being a human, it's a challenging space right now. Collectively, it's definitely this massive dark night of the soul for many people. I would love, let me see, we're blowing up. Yes, so hard, very hard. Yeah. It's challenging, but that's why I love this group work so much, because when we come together like this, we realize that we're not alone. We sometimes suffer in isolation and we're like, I'm the only one. Why is it just me? And then we come to, and they're like, oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Like we're all really struggling and we're all going through a difficult time. And what I know to be true. Thank you, Lyra. What I know to be true is, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It really is. So much of what we're navigating right now is the training ground for how we're meant to serve others in the future. And so I'm really grateful that we all get to come together in containers like this and know that we're not alone in this journey. Yes, Lizzie, please. I would love to hear from you.
Thank you for holding this space.
Of course.
And creating it. I came late because timing wise, life. And I just caught some of it, but boy, was it joyful. And
Awesome.
That was, I'm beaming, I'm seeping in the love and the energy, and I'm grateful for this because what you speak about is very similar, of course, to why I'm here. And it's so fun because I always say that this work, It's the heart work. It doesn't have to be hard work.
Yeah.
And I love that we get to, on purpose, do this kind of passion project in the world.
Mhm.
And when you said, like, this is what we came here for, I had this realization a couple years ago. Like, it just hit me. I was at a beach enjoying the music and stuff and just looking around. And I'm like, we literally came for this moment, like right here, this run up into, we know what's coming. I mean, some of us do, some of us don't, and that's okay. But we know what's coming, and it's this gorgeous accumulation of everything that creation has wanted to be up until now, and then it's just going to keep on going. And so I love this experience, and I love that more and more of these spaces are coming like online, literally online, but all around the world, and it's so fun. And I just want to say, like, the expansion is incredible. I've been walking through a lot of like limiting fears and beliefs in the last year for myself, but the last few days alone. And even people in my immediate circle are just changing, because when we change our perceptions, our reality changes. And even my dad is like getting on board with things, and this is the best.
I love that so much. You guys, are y'all noticing that too? That as you create change and transformation and you just become the embodiment of love, that the people in your world just, it's not that you have to teach them or tell them, they just naturally, they catch on. And so guess what? It's not the thing that we don't have to do anything. It's our being, and our being is more than enough. People are going to be like, what is she doing over there? She seems like so happy. The world seems chaotic, and she is just over there, glass not half full, but overflowing, and just sharing in that abundance with everybody. What secret has she found? And that asking, we get to share. It's like, oh yeah, love, embodiment. Thank you so much, Lizzie. It absolutely, thank you for bringing your voice and sharing in this space. And it really is an honor to bring an army. And it's funny that that word comes through. I'm pulling away from army and warrior and those types of terminologies. Yes, there is, and we can choose to identify with the fact that there is a war of consciousness taking place.
Chris,
What is that?
what about a chorus?
I love that. I love that. A chorus. And the reason I love that so much is because every single one of us has a unique soul song. We have a unique vibration and frequency that we are admitting that is our soul song. And so I love that. If we could see at a multidimensional level what we are all swimming within right now. First of all, we are in this like incredible portal that was created by Michelle. And then we've got, there's angels, ancestors, galactic star councils. I mean, we literally are. If we just knew how supported we were, if we just knew how held we were, if we just knew how powerful we are, and sometimes, and we do know that, and sometimes we forget. And so we got to remind ourselves, again, we're all just walking each other home. Man, we sometimes go on this spiritual journey and we think it's going to be all rainbows and butterflies. It's like, oh my gosh, I found my purpose. It's going to be easy now. And then our spirit team's like, oh, honey, it's just beginning. You haven't even gone through the initiations that we've prepared for you, that you've prepared for you. So thank you so much, Lizzie. You have such a radiant and beautiful, glowing energy. And it's such a pleasure to have you in this container. And thank you for joining. And I hope to see you again on these calls whenever you can join live. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? I really love what was shared. And I wish we could go deeper, but we're going to go deeper in the coming days because it all builds upon each other. But where'd it go here? Tammy says, I do this type of work often, but didn't realize how much doubt, fear, and shame I still have around being one with God. She said it was very opening. Yeah. You guys, I'm still peeling that back myself. Like, to say that I am 100% all the time embodiment and divine knowing that I am one with God and I am God is false. There's a lot of programming and conditioning, and there's a lot within the collective that even it, last year I didn't even say the word God on this event because it took me 3 years of being able to reclaim that word, even for myself. I didn't say God. I refused to say the word God because I had a really challenged relationship with God the Father. And I was angry at God the Father. I was so mad because the mother was removed and I felt heartbroken. And so all my prayers were Mother, Father, Goddess, God, Mother, Father, Goddess, God. And I needed to be very specific that there was a female quality to God. And then about over the last year, since last year's event, I started to heal that relationship with God the Father. And then when I got to reclaim that word God as all that is, God, all that is, all that is. And so it lost that charge for me. And so if you still have that charge, I honor that. I respect that. It took me 3 years before I could say the word God. And I still, in this event, even as I've been saying it to you guys, you may not notice, I notice it in my own body and being. When I say I am God, I still have part of me that goes, ugh. It's like this little gut. I can feel it right here in my gut on the left side, which is the feminine. She's been, because again, she's mad at the God the Father. And so she's like, no. And so I still have the resistance. And so I'm still working through that as it relates to all of these. We all, and so, but awareness, which is what I love, what Tammy brought forward, like awareness is key. And just knowing that there's probably parts of us that are in resistance to the things that we want in this life and the beliefs that we are choosing to embody, and then allowing that resistance to be observed, felt, just awareness of that resistance is key first. And then giving it a voice. What part of me is in resistance? And then holding it. And it's this, we call it reparenting our inner child, but really it is, and that's Dr. Summer, she's got this whole somatic reparenting method that's incredible. Got to listen to, come and visit her when she's speaking. I forget what day, but it's beyond that. It's beyond our inner child. Eliana, oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, Angel, it's been so long.
Way too long.
It has been, oh my goodness. My heart just literally leaped out of my chest and seeing you raise your hand just now, seeing your face pop up. How are you doing? It's so good to see you.
I'm doing great. It's so lovely to see you. You look so beautiful and radiant, and your energy just lifts my spirits. I just love seeing you. And thank you for doing I Am Activation, this free event. It's always so generous. I know it's, enlarging our field. But back to what you were saying about being mad at God. When you were doing the tapping, I was moving around, trying to get some needs met while I'm listening and tapping. I was just doing a tapping adventure the last 2 weeks. So this is really nice to get back into it a little bit, but I kind of feel like I can channel some of this energy about the divine. But one of the things that kind of went down for me was this, are you mad at God? And what about all the suffering in the world? And then I started to remember a lot of the, I'm not angry anymore, but I started to remember the sadness and the sort of, what's all of this for? And why are we all fighting each other? Like, what is the Leela? What is this play of opposites, of polarity, of separation, of everybody being so triggering for each other in the way that we're behaving, or what we perceive as unconscious. Anyways, so the suffering, I was feeling a lot of sadness. So a little bit of my divinity feelings went down. And I started to kind of leak energy. And then towards the end, when you did the I am prayer again, and I am fun, I started being anchoring back into, I'm allowed to say that. And I also reclaimed the word God as being less, like I don't fear the words, any of the language as much. And actually I move out of language, which is kind of a weird polarity, because I don't need or want the language, but then without it, you become lost. So I kind of appreciate that you're doing the prayer and you're doing the tapping and you're doing the languaging so that we can move
all through the process and keep reminding ourselves and keep going through it. And then the other sort of awareness that I came into was that I don't need to be, like I was saying, well, like God knows better than I do. And that feeling of all knowingness or all pervasive, because, you know, I try to be knowing and aware and learning. And then I feel sort of helpless in that I can't know everything, or I don't know why, and I don't have the answers, or I can't even access my brain. So then I feel like the answer comes as like, I am divine, but I don't have to know everything. So I give myself that permission to be not someone who knows everything, but someone who's remembering myself and feeling myself as part of all of, like what you said, all of the divine. And that's really beautiful that you're offering that. And I just love how you are right now. You just receiving me and listening to me. That's really joyful. Okay, I'll stop.
Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much for bringing all of those. I hope and pray, because I think a lot of people could really benefit in getting to hear what you experienced and what you navigated. And what I love around what you shared and what I witnessed was the exact intention, right? Because what I noticed for myself, you guys, is that we can spiritually bypass. It's really easy to bypass, because we know, when you know so much, it's really easy to have something happen and it not be what you want, and to start to feel frustrated and then be like, nope, everything's perfect. Everything's always perfect. Well, guess what? There's a human part of you that's frustrated, that wanted it to turn out a particular way. And if you don't acknowledge that, then you're suppressing and repressing, and you're actually not doing. So there's something really beautiful about what you shared, right? It's the true alchemy. Yes, we know. And it feels good to stay in that space, in this divine knowing I am one with God. But then we neglect the part of us that says, no, it's not safe. I don't feel that. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. Like that is real and visceral inside of us. And that's what I learned in my own journey, which is why this technique and how it's kind of unfolded for myself and what I'm now offering to you guys is meant to be an alchemical journey. First, we start by appealing to the conscious divine knowing of your soul. I'm speaking to your soul. God's speaking to your soul. This is what's true, my love. Remember that. Then let's go into the journey. And it's like, okay, well, now what part of us inside says, nope, nope, right? That feels crunchy. That doesn't feel good. And we don't know that until we speak sometimes those words out loud, or sometimes until somebody reflects back to us about like the anger or the rage or the sadness, or like all of that is real. And that's okay to be angry at God. Like that is okay to be mad and angry and sad and want to scream. Y'all, I did that. I had a rage ritual with God. God held me in my anger towards God. And then afterwards, I was crying and on the floor in a ball, just like, oh my God. And God was then holding me like, yes, sweetie, I love you. I always have. I always will. There's nothing that you could ever do that is going to make you unworthy of my love. And your anger and your rage is sacred, and it is all welcome here. That's the kind of God I choose to believe in. This benevolent, loving God that welcomes every single part of me, where there's nothing that I could do to be unworthy of God's love, or God's presence, or God breathing through me, or God's support. So yeah, we get to move through, and yeah, it's hard. Like this is the journey. This first code, it's like separation to unity. And man, that's literally what we're doing on this planet. We forgot that we were one with God. We forgot how powerful we were, and we are. And by design, man, y'all, like how silly and fun are we, right? We were like, oh, because we're going to get a little out there for some people, maybe. But it's like we had planets that we evolved on. And then we were like, oh, okay, well, you die and then you live another 1,000 planetary years. And it's like, but you remember all of your memories. And then we were like, well, we're bored. Let's go be something else on this other planet. I want to go be in the Sirian star system. Let's see what that's like. Let's go to the Palladian star system. What's that's like? What about that universe? That universe doesn't even have free will. What would that be like? Right. And then we saw this Earth experiment. Some of us were part of the design of this experiment. And we were like, ooh, veil of illusion. We get to forget how amazing and powerful we are. And then we have this journey of exploration and we get to have new experiences. I mean, think about it. How creative are you really if you can remember everything you've ever done? Then you're just going to keep doing the things the exact same ways you've always done them. There's massive creativity on earth. Humans are such a creative race. And part of that is because of the veil of forgetfulness. We have to figure out new ways of doing things. And so there's so much beauty in what we're doing here in this experience of separation, but all by design, right? All by design. So it's so natural to feel the separation. Again, that was the original wound, you guys, the original wound of humanity. We're not going to get into the details of how we got disconnected from God, but there's a lot of information out there and different views as to the how. But let's just say there was an experience where humanity was created as in God's image as a really powerful being, and we had there was something that disconnected us from our source, and that was the original wound, the original trauma of separation. And so here we are. We're taking all of that now, and we're bringing all the separation back into wholeness. And each and every one, we first do that within ourselves. And then we get to mirror that back out to others, and we get to see everyone else through that lens of divine oneness, and we get to hold each other in their power. And it's like, you're inherently perfect. I don't have to, you're on your own unique journey and path back to source. And how you do it, you want to believe the earth is flat? Sorry, I don't want to, if any flat earthers in here, like I have a good friend who just brought that up to me the other day. But if you want to believe the earth is flat, I told her, go for it, girlfriend. I'm not going to tell you anything differently. I mean, the physics that I've studied tells me that that's impossible, but why not? So then you start to realize like it's all about experience and choice, and it's all perfect. So thank you.
Thank you, Lacey. Yeah, I just wanted to say too, like for others that are still kind of in the muck of it. I am one of those too in so many ways. There, like you said, there's still lots to unravel. There's like layers inside of us from, like you said, conditioning or attachments basically to belief systems that don't want to let go very easily because you feel that as your identity. And I can see that it's in the body a little bit. So with the tapping, I think that really, or any kind of somatic, like you were, someone saying,
moving.
Yeah, if we can move it out. So thanks for helping us.
Yeah. It's in and through the body. It really is. So, and this is what I've studied, you guys. I've been studying the nervous system. And how funny that I went out and I was like, I'm a spiritual ascension coach. And then all of a sudden I'm studying the nervous system. I'm like, oh, it's in the body. Like transformation is in and through the body. Okay. Because it is our nervous system that really dictates what we can receive, what we feel safe. The nervous system is always safe, not safe, safe, not safe, safe, not safe, safe, not safe. And if our nervous system says that's safe, then we close down and we shut off and we don't receive. So safe, not safe. So we've got to find safety in our own being, in our nervous system, where it's like, and I love that one of our angels in here already said that, right? The Samhita, the shaming voice that still tells us that, or tells her that she's arrogant for saying that she is God. Yeah. Like that again, it is, yes, thank you. We think again, belief, mental. This is where we want to work. We're like, oh, I got to cancel, clear, delete, and I got to reprogram. And it's and we think it's at the mental, it's at the mind. And if I just repeat the affirmations enough, then I'll just eventually believe it to be true, right? Just repetition. And it's just not that. It's the beliefs were created because we had a sensation of pain. And we felt uncomfortable and we didn't like what that felt like. And then we had all these uncomfortable emotions. And then the uncomfortable emotions then created the beliefs to keep us safe. So that's why we're going backwards. I don't know if you guys have noticed. We're going into the sensations, then we're going into the emotions, then we're going into the beliefs and the thoughts. So we are reverse engineering and going deep down to the most sub-layer, and then up and out. Because otherwise you're just like, and you're like, wow, why is the, I'm still, and it's like all this gunk underneath the surface that hasn't yet been cleared. So my prayer is with each of these, I would love to spend like 5 hours with you guys every day and go real deep into all of these codes. But my prayer is, at the very least, every day when you leave here, you have greater awareness around what is holding you back, greater felt sense of the parts of you that are still in resistance. And now you have the tools. Now you have the tools. You want to go back, listen to the same thing again. Do that practice 3-4 more times. Make it your own. Use your own words, right? Yeah, the repetition of it can be really powerful. So my invitation to you is to, not believe that it's one and done and that you're just gonna, I think that we have a prayer that it can be that easy. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is cancel, clear, delete, done. Don't have to do it, process it anymore. You're done. Sometimes there's more layers. Sometimes it's a bigger one for us. Maybe it's something that we've been carrying for generations. And so it might take a little bit more love, a little bit more titration is what they call it. Titration is a terminology that you'll hear again, where it's like tiny, small amounts. We don't want to overwhelm the nervous system. Yes, big, powerful emotional releases and powerful transformations. People go do your medicine ceremony for that, right? Like those are when you go, medicine ceremony is great for that, as long as you know how to integrate afterwards. Or you can do it in like little doses, little powerful doses, where at the end, and again, our nervous system likes that. It tends to prefer, and then it gives us time to integrate in between. It's like, oof, okay, now integrate. Okay, integrate. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lacey. I'll see you again.
I look forward to it. You look so good in green too, by the way. You are just like radiating heart chakra, yummy mama-ness.
Thanks. Lovely. See you, everyone.
Bye. Paula, I don't know why, but I feel like you might want to. I just see your face over there, darling. Paula Chapa. How are you doing?
I'm at a cafe, so it's kind of hard to hear.
Are you? I don't know where you're.
Really happy to be here.
It's so good to have you here. I can't see you. Where are you now? There you are.
Wait.
I'm going to spotlight you too so I can see you. It's so good to see you. You look lovely.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Glad to have you here. How's your year been?
Really transformative.
Awesome. I love hearing that. Does it feel like everything's like accelerated at incredibly fast pace over the last couple years? Yeah. You guys, most of you are living the equivalent to 15 lives in one lifetime. And I just want to say that because give yourself so much love and grace. Give yourself so much love and grace. We see our cousins and it's like, they seem to be living such an easeful life. And it's like, yeah, because they don't have the same mission that you do. They chose a different path, and that's amazing. Good. But most of you are living, again, like the equivalent to many, 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 many potent lifetimes in one. So I just want to applaud all of you for your choices and what you're navigating, because you chose it, not only for yourself, but for your family. You chose it for your lineage. You chose it for your ancestors because you knew that you could help heal forward and back and create massive transformation, but you chose it for all of us. You chose it for the entire collective. Y'all are master alchemists. Nothing that I share here today will be new for you. It will be a remembrance or any of these days. It's just a remembrance. You're just remembering what you already know innately to be true. And the other thing I want to share, I usually say that is, I removed me, is everything that I share with you is what I've learned and embodied and remember through my lens of perspective. And so we are all like, you can imagine God source creator is like this infinite puzzle. And each one of us is a piece of that puzzle, or an infinitely faceted diamond. And creator is at the center, that 0 point, seeing all perspectives all at once. And each one of us is a facet, offering our own unique perspective of that one truth, which is God or love. And so each one of us is offering a different perspective, and it is our collective perspectives that creates the whole. So I'm offering my perspective, and much of it might be true also for you. But if there's anything that I say that you're like, I don't know about that, that doesn't feel true for me, throw it out, let it go. That's okay. It's not everything that I share is going to feel resonant. Not everything that I say is going to feel like true to you. My prayer simply is that you know that I'm not trying to convince you to believe anything that you don't want to believe, and that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I always love that phrase because, yeah, there's still, if you feel called to be here, there's something really yummy for you here. Whether that be information, that be tools, that be practices, that be a breakthrough, that be a divine revelation that you've been seeking, that be the soul family, people that you get to connect with, that be your next coach or mentor. There's some incredible speakers that I'm so thrilled to introduce you guys to. Who knows what's available for you here? So stay open and open-hearted, open mind. You guys, I love you all so incredibly much. Thank you for sticking on. This is day 1. We'll be back here in about 3 hours for our 2 back-to-back Divine Mirror speaker sessions. And then I'll be back here again in the morning with you guys for day 2. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking about sovereign divinity. So sovereignty being like, I chose this. So again, it all builds on each other. Oh, and I meant to mention from Ilana, we will be working with the Codex of Omniscient Light, this all-knowingness. We'll be working with that specifically around exactly that. Again, the paradox, both and. Yes, we know everything. We have this part of us that is in that perfect divine knowing of everything. And we're experiencing a veil of forgetfulness. And truth be told, like, if you knew how the story ended, would it be that much fun? Like, you know, right? It's like, we're not meant to know it all. We're not meant to. It's meant to be a discovery process, and we get to play and have fun in that discovery process and in the mystery. I like to say that the feminine is in the mystery. The masculine is the knowing. The masculine's like, I know. And the feminine's like, I don't know. What could it be? And there's so much beauty in that. I had to retrain myself, like actually retrain myself from being so rigid and structured because Spirit literally one day was like, honey, you're leaving 0 room for miracles and magic and synchronicities. I was like, oh, what do you mean? It was like, if you plan everything to the T and you just stick to the schedule, then where's room for magic? I was like, oh yeah, okay. So then I started, for example, vacations and trips. I was like, okay, this is the general idea of what I want to do. Even for this event, you guys, if you knew how much of this is ad lib, because Spirit's just like, you can't prepare it all. There's so much, and being in that organic flow and in the mystery of what wants to be experienced in service in the now, that we miss that miracle. We miss the magic. We miss the opportunities for synchronicity, for it to unfold even better than we could have thought of, even better than we could dream or imagine, because that's the miracles and magic, right? That it's like, oh my gosh, I could have never planned this exactly like this. It's like you feel that intuitive hit to go call that person, and it makes no logical sense. And then on the other side of it, you have an amazing opportunity that presents itself to you that you're like, oh, that's why I had to call that person. So yeah, there's this kind of really fun playfulness in the mystery, but also again, remembering we know, we designed it, we orchestrated it. We're actually the one driving the ship. I even laugh, like we talk about our spirit guides. Our number one spirit guide is ourselves. It's us. We're the one. It's us. And that's another invitation too. Like if God or source, if that triggers, here's another reframe. I forgot it, but this is a good one. God is just your higher self, your highest self, period. So when you could say my highest self in place of God, if that feels best, but God is just your highest being, your most perfect divine expression in that frequency of oneness. So let me see what else we got over here before we say our goodbyes. So many good comments, you guys. Of course, I was not able to read all the way through all of them. I will be saving these and swimming in the yumminess of all of your beautiful words after we get off of here. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you all. I'm really excited to get to know you more. We'll have space like this. This was day one. It's 1:11 here in Houston. What a perfect time. This was day one, and I hope that you guys feel more courageous and more brave and more confident to unmute and raise your hand and be seen and bring your voice into our share circles after our morning calls. Yeah, it's 11:11. Yes, 11:11 in California, 1:11 here, 3:11 a.m. in Malaysia. Wow, Al, thank you for being here. You're the real MVP. Thank you so much for being here. He's over there receiving like divine channel downloads from spirit, 3 a.m. and those energies. Like, this is amazing. 9/11 in South Africa. Whew. I'm just blown away that we get to connect like this. People literally from all over the world tuning in together. I love you guys. Love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. It's always so hard to say goodbye. I'll see you back here in a few hours. We'll see you soon. Bye.